Well, let's first start with a definition of terms. What do we mean when we say values? The word values alignment is being talked about now all the time. So when we say value, what we mean is, it's an ideal that guides us towards action that is preferable for ourselves, each other, and the world. What's important? What really matters? That's what value is. So, to me, a really interesting question is, if we know what's important to us, and we know what guides us, and we know we probably know what's good for us and good for each other and good for the world, why would we ever be out of alignment?
Exactly. What makes us have these values, and we'll go through what our values are, but how do we just fall out of alignment with things that matter to us?
Yeah. So I would say there are sort of two primary reasons. One is we are social creatures, and as social creatures, we want to be in a group, we want to be accepted. Friendships, relationships are really important. And so oftentimes, to maintain the equilibrium of a relationship, we will sublimate a value. We'll be quiet about it. We'll allow somebody to say something that we might feel ouch, that doesn't feel right, but we won't say ouch or anything else that sounds like ouch. So that we can keep steady in our relationship. So that's sort of one cluster of reasons why people are out of values alignment. But I think that the more challenging reason that people often fall out of alignment, especially in a work environment, is power. And if you are concerned about your livelihood, getting promoted, being well respected by your peers, all of the things that come into play when you have power relationships at the table, it can be hard to speak out about something that you disagree with, that you feel is out of alignment with your values or with the corporation's values. So it's, in general, it can be a challenge to sort of stay the course if you feel like it's risky. And I think, since this is a global women's forum, and I know that there are men participating, and I congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
I think for men and women, and of course, we have a spectrum of gender perspectives, so it's not always like this. I don't want to be living solidly in the binary.
Right.
But I think that for women, an additional challenge when it comes to being steady to their values is that, we have a very, very long history of women being excluded from the workforce. 100 years ago is not a long time. Right. Women couldn't write checks, couldn't own land, couldn't be sitting here like you and I are, right? So that history lives in us, and it can feel very threatening or risky to actually speak out on something that, we really believe in. And I think for men, the sort of definition of what it means to be masculine is so rigid that it can be hard sometimes for men to really stick to their values if it goes against that, rigid definition of masculinity that says, men shouldn't be empathic or compassionate and stuff like that. So you have these gender norms that we are trying very hard to break down, but they're still at play, and that can sort of make it difficult. And I think that our bodies are really our primary compass about whether we are acting in alignment with our values or if we're not. I mean, have you ever had that?
Oh, absolutely.
Do you have 20 times a day? It's like a steering mechanism. Yes, no, yes, no, you're in it and you can feel it. And I think one of the problems or the challenges with the 24/7 lifestyles and work styles that so often we find ourselves in with technology, cell phone, caretaking, the pace is very fast.
It is.
And when the pace is very fast, we start overriding our body. That's another problem. So we could get these signals. It has a self-rewarding built-in mechanism because the reinforcement comes very quickly. People are like, yes, people appreciate it. People appreciate it. And I think another word we could use, just thinking about your violin playing, but in relationships, when you're true to your values, people feel that you have integrity.
Oh, absolutely.
And integrity is very critical to leadership. People want, if you have integrity, people trust you. People are interested in engaging with you. And so your ability to make things happen increases. And
People believe you.
People believe you. And the more that happens, the more, engaging, exciting, and affirming it is. So it's a wonderful thing to practice regularly.